So here we go. I'm going to wet my cotton ball with some acetone and just pop it onto her eye here for a few seconds, and with just one motion, press down and wipe. And I'm going to wipe off as much in one go as I possibly can. This is quite cute. You can actually see on the cotton ball her eye there. And now we're going to get rid of that cotton ball. You don't want to use a cotton ball more than once, because any paint that has transferred onto the cotton can then transfer back onto the plastic of her face. So we're going to take another clean cotton ball and a little bit more acetone. Pop it in and take her over to the other side here, and I'll show you again. So you're just going to take your wet cotton ball, pop it onto her eye and press down for a few seconds. And in just one swipe, press down and wipe and get as much off. Again, you can see her little eye on there. And if we have a look at her, now she's looking a little bit like Scare Screams with no eyes, but you can see there is a little bit of paint still on her eyes there. We'll deal with that in just a second, but first I'm going to again take another cotton ball, and this time I'm putting it onto her lips, holding it for a few seconds, and wipe. Alright, so here we go. Most of her makeup has now come off, but there are still a few little spots. So this is when we're going to take our little cotton buds. Okay. Dip it in there and just go over any spot that didn't come off first time. And now you're going to need a few of these cotton buds, because like with the cotton balls, you don't want to be re-wiping any area of the doll's face, because look, I'll actually sort of show you a bit. If I've got a dirty cotton bud here, and if I wipe that back onto her eye, well, it's not the greatest example, but there is a little bit of paint transfer back onto her eye there. So you're just going to use each end once. Oops. Watch any drips. You don't want it dripping down onto your clothes or onto the body of the doll. And that is a very, very important point that I must stress, is that you don't want to get acetone onto the body of the doll. The heads are made out of plastic and the bodies are made out of, sorry, other way. The heads are made out of vinyl and the bodies are made out of plastic. Obviously the acetone comes in a plastic bottle, which it doesn't harm, but certain types of plastic will melt if the acetone gets on them. So you don't want to be getting it onto the doll. If you do get any onto the doll, I would be getting her straight underwater as quickly as possible. Alright, so I've gotten pretty much all of her makeup off now, except for this little bit in between her lips. And now it's hard to get a cotton bud down in there, so what I'm going to do is take a cotton ball and a toothpick, and I'm going to take just a little bit of cotton off the cotton ball and wrap it around the end of my toothpick. Like this. Let's try again. So pop it onto there and just wrap it around, and you're going to make sort of your own little pointy cotton bud. And we're going to dip that into the acetone and just pop it down into her lips there. And it might take a couple of goes, but you should be able to remove every last trace of the factory paint. And you really especially want that on a doll like this, which is white, and so any trace of the paint left on her, is really, really noticeable. So we're taking the cotton tip, putting it into the acetone and getting it right down in between her lips. And there you have it. We have one nice, beautifully clean Katrine. I'm just going to go over one last time with just one of my little cotton buds and make sure that there's no spot on her face that still has any paint on it. And there you go. She is beautiful and clean. And now the only thing left for me to do is to go and rinse her under some hot soapy water and make sure that I get all of the acetone off her. If you leave it on there, it will cause damage over time.